Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, here to give my top 5 reasons why the Tennessee Titans will succeed in 2023. Now, what is considered successful will depend on person to person for the true avid fans that are still extremely hopeful. And, I'll give it a 1-2% chance. That would mean Super Bowl. I'm not going that far. I think we can all agree on playoffs. Ideally winning the AFC South. Now, let's say we live in a world where maybe the Jaguars end up winning 12 games. I don't think we live in that world. But let's say we end up in a world where that's the case and the Titans won 10 or 11 and they go to the playoffs. To me, that's still a success if that happens. Again, I don't think the Jaguars are going to bust out. There are some people that do. I think they're going to be just about as they were last season. But I think winning the AFC South, but at least a winning record. So at least 9-8. To me, they could win the AFC South 8-9. That would not be successful for me. At least 9 wins, 10, 11 wins for the Tennessee Titans. That to me would be a success. And then whatever happened in the playoffs would happen. That is how I'm defining success. Coming off of a 7-10 season, a disappointing season at the very least for the Tennessee Titans. Again, just my expectations, the way I'm defining it, you can define however you want to, though. So, some honorable mentions. One, I wanted to just say Jeffrey Simmons. I just literally wanted to just say Big Jeff Simmons as a whole reason on his own. I feel like this guy is going to continue to get better. Remember, he had to keep injecting his ankle last season in order to keep going, in order to continue to play at a high level. I'm not expecting that to be the case this upcoming year. He's going to be healthier, more vibrant, coming off of a contract extension. I don't think, he was working hard for a contract. I think he was working hard just because he works hard. That's his work ethic. And now he's entering his prime, his Optimus Prime. And this is going to be amazing to see. So we are going to see what happens with Jeffrey Simmons, but he was almost a reason by himself. I also considered and almost did the draft class. I really like the Titans draft class. Also just missed for me, really just because I like the other reasons more. But it was certainly in consideration for me. And then also, what was my other main honorable mention? I can't remember actually what it was. I think it was in relation to, the potential on them potentially getting DeAndre Hopkins. There is that potential. It could happen, but since it hasn't happened yet, I'm not going to go there. If, he does come in, that would improve because for me, that would then be the wide receiver core overall improving. And then, presuming that Kyle Phillips will now stay healthy, the overall improvement of the wide receiver room would be a reason, but that is not the case. So those are my 3 honorable mentions. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into the top 5. So number 5, the AFC South. They're in the AFC South. And when you're in the AFC South, you have a decent chance of success. I mean, one of my bold predictions this upcoming year is that I honestly think, I'm not sure which, I think I'm going to go with the Texans. I think the Texans are going to be, but one of the Colts or the Texans are going to be better than people think. Like, I think one of those teams is going to win 7 games. I honestly believe one of those teams, I probably going to be the Texans, but at least one of them. I think even the other one's not going to be that bad. I feel like they're both going to be 6 or 7, honestly. But despite that, they're still not that good. And then even the Jaguars, like I said earlier, some people believe they're going to break out. To me, they are what they were last season. They're an 8-9 win team. Now, I know they had the great comeback in the playoffs against the Chargers. The Chargers choked. It was an awful first half by the Jaguars. They had no business coming back and winning the game. They threw the game away. Trevor Lawrence threw the game away. They should have lost that game. I mean, I guess you can give them credit for coming back. I don't. They should have lost the game. So, I mean, I saw them all last year. I was never that impressed. I mean, yes, during the later half of the year, they got better. They have some decent pieces coming in. I still think we're going to split with them. So I think that's a split there. And then I think we're going to split, with the Colts and the Texans. But you could sweep one of them, right? So then, boom, you 4-2 at least in the AFC South. And hey, if you end up sweeping a team that I'm not foreseeing, you're 5-1. You've already gotten 5 of your wins that you need to reach that 9-10 mark right there from the AFC South. And that's the beauty of being in the AFC South. So because the Titans in the AFC South, that's why they damn near won the AFC South last year, right? That's damn near why they made the playoffs last year, because they're in the AFC South. If they're in a lot of other divisions, they would have had a worse record. So, it's just the way that it is. Them being AFC South is reason number 5. Reason number 4. They should be healthier. Now, I'm saying should. Now, I want to even put this higher. I don't want to completely bank on this, but when you consider not just 2021, but also 2020 and how ravaged this team has been by injuries, the injury gods should now shift the other way, and this team should be healthier at the very least than they were last season. And honestly, it should shift to them being one of the healthier teams in the NFL. If they have another year of being below average in terms of health, oh my God. This entire training staff needs to be looked at, overhauled. Everything needs to be looked at. I mean, you already can argue that. People already have argued that, and I'm not necessarily arguing against that. But if it's a third year and we're still having injury problems, okay, something's going on. We've got to look at the food. We got to look at, the air. We got to look at everything. Everything needs to be examined in that facility because something is up. I mean, my God. So they should be healthier. This is a year where you're getting Harold Landry coming back from ACL. Lauren was injured last year, but he's gone anyway. But you're talking about Tannehill, who missed games last year. He should be healthy, hopefully. Henry, who missed 2 years ago, he should continue to be healthy. We've been ravaged by injuries. This should be a year where the Titans are able to be healthy. Even Treylon Burks, his rookie year, missed, 6 games. So they should be healthier. This should finally be a year where we're not looking at the injury report, scrolling, looking at, oh my God, another injury, another offensive line. This should be a year we're healthier, and that alone should elicit more wins and more success. Number 3. Mike Vrabel / low expectations. So here is, I kind of combine these two because I think they kind of come hand in hand, but it's also one of the reasons why the Titans have had success in the last number of seasons. Because, well, maybe not last season, but the seasons before that. Because teams come into Nashville, they have low expectations. They don't necessarily get amped to play the Tennessee Titans, but Mike Vrabel and this coaching staff has been able to, get these guys ready, create game plans, and week to week figure out ways to beat that individual opponent. They've done it time and time and time again, and you have to continue to expect this. This is what we've seen throughout the Mike Vrabel era. Every year that he's been here, except for last year, he's been better, or he's produced a better record, or at least at the very least what I thought he would produce, right? Every year, except for last year. Last year was the only disappointment. Every year outside of that, it's been the exact record I thought we were going to have. Maybe I think 1 year he had one more win than I thought we were going to have. So you can rely upon him. He's one of the best coaches in the NFL. He has a Coach of the Year award for a reason. He's always going to be a reason for the Titans' success, or at least hopefully always. But at least he has been, and he should be for the foreseeable future. All right, number 2. Treylon Burks and Chig Okonkwo's rise. Yes, the 2 Tennessee Titans sophomores on the offensive personnel side of things. Treylon Burks, the wide receiver, and Chigoziem Okonkwo, the tight end. These 2 men should absolutely break out this season, and you saw signs of it. Now, you definitely saw more signs from Chig Okonkwo, who had 450 yards as a rookie, really playing a lot of tight end 3 duties, and then eventually had to work his way up. I mean, this guy, 450 yards as a rookie, you're expecting more than that, 6, 7, maybe even 800, who knows? But you've seen the athletic talent. You've seen him make big plays. You see him in the offseason making plays, making headlines, making strides. This guy should continue to improve. And then Treylon Burks, he's finally in shape. Look, I know the asthma, whatever, okay, I just don't think he was in shape. I think this year he's in shape. I think he's on it. Just got married. Seems to be having his out on straight, as Hassan Haskins, his fellow, 2022 draft class member, may not. He certainly does. He's now a married man. He has to bring home the bag, and I think he will this season. Treylon Burks and Chig Okonkwo's rise is reason number 2. But reason number 1, Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry in contract years, and with something to prove. Now, I don't want to indicate that they just want money, although it's always an incentive. But they know, or at least no, they definitely know that this could be their last year in Tennessee. And at the very least, whether it be here or elsewhere, they have to play well this year in order to secure their future. Now, Tannehill's future is a lot shorter than Henry's, I think. Even that, I don't know, but, most likely. So, and he's already made a lot of money. But Derrick Henry can still bag another pretty damn big running back contract if he has a great year. I don't know if he's going to be the highest paid running back again, although he wasn't actually. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott was still had a higher paid contract than him. I don't think he's going to get the highest paid contract, but he can still get a top 5 contract with another strong year, and he knows that. And he knows that, look, for him to get paid $12.5 million for this, last was it been 4 years, I want to say, is underpaid for the amount of wins he's given this franchise. He doesn't want to leave his NFL career with 60, 70 million to show. Meanwhile, Tannehill plays quarterback. We get it. But Tannehill, this contract was 4 years, over 128 million. So Tannehill, this contract is probably going to make more than Henry will make in his career. Yeah, I think Derrick Henry knows that, and I think he's pissed about that, and most running backs are, because they're underpaid. So he's going to show out. He wants to get that second contract, dog. There's no way. He thinks that he can at least get another 3-4 year big contract, and this is a year for him to put it on the line and to show it. And this is how you know it, because if he had leverage, he'd be holding out right now. We'd be having talks about Derrick Henry. There's no talks of that. There's literally no talks of Derrick Henry holding out, of Derrick Henry potentially wanting more money. And you want to know, Dalvin Cook just got released. Dalvin Cook is good, and he just got released. That's how bad it is in the running back market. So he has a lot to prove. And then Tannehill's made his money, so I don't know how much he cares at this point, but still, he at the very least, he wants to continue to progress his NFL resume. And look, they both want to win, particularly Henry. Tannehill, I think he wants to win. Sure. I do think he wants to win. But then also Derrick Henry really wants to win. So Tannehill, though, he still sees the writing on the wall. He doesn't necessarily want to be a backup next year. He's going to have to continue to hold down this quarterback one job if he wants to get paid next year. If he ends up getting benched for Will Levis, no one's going to pay Tannehill to do nothing next year, except maybe compete for a starting job. And these two men, when they've been on offensively for us, that's when we've seen the height of the Tennessee Titans, whether that be in 2020 when our offense was good and our defense stunk, or whether that be in 2021 where we had a combination of the offense and the defense definitely that year. But when Tannehill's on and Henry's on, that's when this team has been dominant. And that's the secret. Your quarterback, you're running. Now, it's not normally you're running back, but for us, we know that is the case. And then the defense, for us, sometimes it could be give or take. But with big Jeff Simmons on that side, it'll be at the very least 5. Tannehill, Henry. If you want the Titans to succeed in 2023, if you want them to make the playoffs, potentially compete for the Super Bowl, it's Tannehill and it's Henry. They got to lead the way because people think they're being phased out. People are already, writing in Will Levis and Tyjae Spears. Can Tannehill and Derrick Henry hold off on them? We will see. So there you go. Those are my top 5 reasons why the Tennessee Titans will succeed in 2023. I'll be back on Thursday to give my top 5 reasons why the Tennessee Titans will fail in 2023. So make sure you stick around for that. Until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.